How's your day going?
I didn't
Can
get
you hear
that.
me? How's your day going?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, we've been trying to hold down this interview for quite some time. I learned you actually were busy on sets. I know you have a very busy schedule. Yeah, but thank God we finally made it work. I'm glad to have you here. You're welcome to the cover page interview segment of Reloaded Magazine Digital. I'm Pius Reloaded, and I'll be asking you some questions. I hope and I wish you actually make it as interesting as possible so your fans will get to know you better. Yeah, so if you don't mind, I can actually go on.
You can
so can I go on, man?
I hope I make it fun too.
I hope
because
so
you have
too,
put
but
me under
you're a
pressure
very
now.
lively person now.
You have put me, but you have put me under pressure before we even start the interview. You're already saying you hope I will make it.
Now I go.
So if I don't make it fun, they will say, yes, like
okay,
it's not fun. No, you put me under pressure.
Let me remove my glasses so that it will take you off the pressure. Nothing serious. You understand? I just chat. Your fans called for this, so we have to do it so that they'll get to know you better.
Oh, I love them so much.
Yeah. Thanks.
I love them so much.
Okay, that's true. And they love you too, and they really want to know a lot about you. That was the reason actually they agitated for this issue. So basically, can we get to meet you, your full names, your family, and your academic background?
My name is Michael Sani Amanesi Alio Pius. Oh yes, that's all. Michael Sani Amanesi Alunyo Pius. I was born and bred in Osun State, Nigeria, and I hail from Edo State.
Wow.
East local government of Edo State. Again, a Buddha to be precise.
Oh.
From the Wepa Uwano tribe. Or better still, Afemai. Call us Afemai. So I'm from Edo State, but I was born and bred in Ile-Ife. So I lived all my life in Ile-Ife. So I like to call myself a double citizen. I'm both an Edo boy and a Yoruba boy. So I guess I'm a true Nigerian. I was born to a family of 7.
That's fine.
I was born to a family of 7. My father, my mother, and 5 children. I have 4 siblings, 3 boys, 1 girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So so I think that's my background.
Yeah. Perfect. So how did creating content all start for you? How did it all start? You mind to take us through how you started? How the whole comedy started for you?
I would say it started for me a long time ago when it really, really started. Say when I was 7 years old. When I was 7 years old.
7 years old.
I was in primary. That's when it's really. No. That's not when I started showing it to the world. That's when it started for me. You asked when it started for me. I just got in the industry 3 years ago, but comedy started for me a long time ago. Does that make any sense? Does this make any sense for you, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I've always known that I had a thing for comedy since I was quite young. About 7 years old, when I did one drama in primary school. So when I did the drama, I acted as a carpenter. I remember that my mom really wanted me to do that particular drama. So I acted like a carpenter. I was in primary 3. And I don't know what I said, but I said something and the entire hall started to laugh. Wow. It was just one thing I said. I don't remember now what I said that time, but it was just one thing I said. So I think it was then that the interest for comedy started to grow within me since I was 7. But it was hard for me to make it a profession, to make it a decision, to base my entire life on it. And that journey started in 2016 stroke 2017.
Okay. Well, and to be honest, this far you've actually done a lot for yourself. You've actually done well for yourself. You understand? So, but was it out of passion you actually ventured into creating skits and content, or you just look and say, "Oh boy, at this point," because I know, say, I've actually interviewed a lot of guys who does comedy skits, and some of them now one thing they drive them, they just needed that point where they could actually start, doing something and make money for themselves. You understand? Why others was out of passion. So will you say passion got you here, or the strive to actually, have a stand in life brought you here?
Well, I'm a lawyer, and I just finished law school when I decided to um, do comedy. So
Okay.
it was a decision I had to make between practicing law or being a comedian. Um, I was well, as far as I know, I was a great lawyer. I was a great student of law. I had not begun the practice, but I know that I was a great student of law. I even opened a law firm with one of my friends. Then I remember that we started a law firm together, but I discontinued all of it because I believed that if I was age 40 or 50, I would rather be making people laugh than be standing up in court and saying, "My Lord." So it was a decision I had to make about when I'm old, what do I want to be doing? What is easiest for me? And even though I wasn't then, I had not even started comedy. I wasn't sure people were going to like me. I did not even know if I was funny yet. But I made a decision to go with what I really, really want to do with my life. What I'm sure that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, if I'm doing it, I'll still be happy. So I would say I went with what would make me happy. I don't like to make that decision of passion, as
Yeah.
Nigerians they do.
Yeah.
So I went for my happiness, and comedy makes me happy. So I went for what makes me happy.
Okay, perfect. So, can you acquaint us with some of the challenges you have faced so far, with regards to
Oh, there's a lot of
career path?
challenges. There's a lot of challenges. Putting out content consistently at the highest level would be one of the greatest challenge ever. Would be one of the greatest challenges ever, because people want to. When people love you that much, people don't want no excuse. They want you to put out every time. Put it out. When's the next skit coming out? When is the next skit coming out? Put it out. And sometimes they don't understand that it's also a growth process for we the creatives, because we're also trying to grow. We're also trying to develop, trying to learn a lot more. So sometimes you may not put it out as often as you used to put it out before, but it
Yeah,
still counts. You get my point. So I
I
think
get
that
you.
one of the greatest challenges that I've faced so far is the constant request for
Yeah,
um, production, and we try our best to meet the needs of our people. We try,
yeah,
but then
yeah. You've been exceptional.
good, good. What's it called now? Good product. It costs money. Ọbẹ̀ tó dùn, owó ló pa.
Owó ló pa, na so na the word be that.
You
Na so.
understand?
Yeah.
But
But to be honest,
we also try to get better every time.
yeah, of course. To be honest, you've been exceptional with the kind of content you create. And one thing that actually, moves me with your kind of content is how lively you make your content. You understand? To be honest, your liveliness in all of your content is top notch. So I've been meaning to ask you what really inspires your kind of content. Because trust me, they are lively. So I'd really love to know what inspires your kind of content.
Well, ultimately, what I'm trying to do is make people laugh. So
Okay.
whatever it is that I am doing, the ultimate goal is shade them go laugh. It is not shade them go comment or shade them go happy, or I want them to laugh. My job is to make people laugh. That's my ultimate goal. But even beyond that, I was raised in a very great family, and I was taught to be very morally upright. So I try as much as possible to be morally upright in my videos, and still deliver the highest quality possible. Does that make any sense to you, sir? So those are one of my goals, and that is why I am a bit distinct, if I would say.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Nice one, nice one. To be honest, I know see for especially for Nigeria, But I don't see a reason why somebody would want to leave law and go into content creation full time.
You understand?
So it must be very lucrative. So I mean, for the sake of so many youngsters out there that actually want to tread this path, will you say content creation is very lucrative? That actually made you left law, practicing as a lawyer.
I advise people every time, every single time. In fact, I can confidently tell you that I have dragged at least 4 or 5 of my colleagues who graduated from the same school out of the legal profession, because I advise people that it is not, I love the legal profession. I like the practice of law. I loved law in total. But I chose comedy because I love it more than I love law. So I would not just advise people to go into content creation. It is not just content creation. There is every Tom, Dick, and Harry can create content. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because there are different kind of content. There is work content, there is great content. So you need to know what you stand for in the first place. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
so that's the most important. That's the most important thing. So, of course, it's a lucrative business. There's no business that is tied to the internet in 2020 that is not lucrative.
Baba, you didn't chill now. You don't see your background. Money there, I mean, the chill.
What's this man saying? What's this man saying?
But you are chilling, obviously, you are chilling.
He said it chill.
Oh, you didn't chill.
I will discuss you this interview now.
You didn't chill. So if you like say, from the look of things now, I'm not gonna lie for you, like say me self go on, I go delve into this your career path. Encourage me to enter soon now.
Well, my career path is beyond content creation, though.
Yeah.
The career path is a lot more than that. So I like to advise people from my perspective, not from other people's perspective.
So I get so.
Does that make sense? So money has never been a factor for me. I hope it never becomes a factor for me.
But of course.
Value has been my factor. So when you create value in whatever industry that you are, obviously the money flows along with it. Does that make any sense to you, sir?
I support that. Yeah.
That has never been. So I don't like to preach it. I don't like to talk about it. I don't like to. Men will not see there. Like to enter your inside my head talk. I beg.
Yeah.
No vex for me.
That's so. So I would love to ask, how will you describe your working relationship with other content creators? Because I can see you guys actually come together a lot, to put out a lot of work. So how will you get to describe your relationship with other folks?
I think I'm cool with everybody. I think I'm cool with everybody in my sector, outside my sector. I don't like to fight. I don't know how to fight. In my life, I've never fight in public like this. The one time that I fought was when I was in SS1. That one of my friends, he beat me up.
I don't come out your teeth.
He come out my teeth now. You'll be last 2 years.
Your teeth complete. Your teeth is not complete.
Now last, go check my throwback picture. You don't break. I just do them recently.
Oh, what today? Money don't come. You don't complete your teeth.
When you what today? So you are right.
Don't be lying. Baba, I would love to ask you. Okay, how will you describe the relevance of social media so far, especially because to be honest,
I think. Go ahead.
Feel that if social media no day, I don't know whether it will really, temper with so many of how far you guys have actually come. So, what can you say about the influence of social media, especially with content creation these days?
Well, social media, it's the golden age. We are in a golden age. We are in a beautiful time. We are in a time where you can communicate to people in different places all around the world within the twinkle of an eye, and it makes it awesome. It makes it great for the community, because what we're used to before was the bureaucracy of people passing through ladders, people. So frankly, when I was getting out of school, my plan was, I'll go start out as what's it called? A PA to one of the big comedians in Lagos and be walking around with them, going to shows with them, because that was the understanding that I had of the industry then. So when I saw that there was an option for me, which was social media, which would bridge the gap between, it would make me communicate to the entire world. Do you know how sensational it is? It means that no matter what it is that you are doing, your world can see you as long as you're exceptional in it. So it is a mind blowing tool. It is a mind blowing platform that we have. Do you understand? And I'm grateful for it. I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful that it happened in my time. I'm very thankful it happened in my time. At the same time, I think that there is a lot more that we can do with it. We have not even scratched the surface.
Of course, the surface. Yeah, that's true.
We have not even scratched.
Yeah. Well, also I know for sure that you are a very busy person because we've been trying to hold on this interview for quite some time, for some weeks. Every time you day on set, I even the one that say this guy they rest at all. You understand? I like your work ethic, man. To be honest,
Thanks so much,
from my own
bros.
perspective, top notch. You understand? But
Thank you.
I've been meaning to ask, how do you get to manage your own personal activity? With your own, with the, with your work ethic. I mean, with the kind of work you put out. How do you get to manage your own personal life?
Well, I this is a very serious question I just asked you.
Yeah, I mean, say I seriously want to ask you because I was with you throughout the process for the past 2 weeks trying to hold you down, and you were so busy, man, so busy.
Yes. So, to be honest, I try as much as I can to people that are close to me. They don't stay too far away from me. For instance, my brother, my younger brother, one of my best friends, he stays in my house. Two of my other friends, they stay in my house. So it means that no matter how much time I spend off at work, whenever I come home, it's like I'm coming to family.
That's true.
Does that make sense? So
yeah, it does.
So my personal life is almost secured because once I come home, I'm seeing my people that I'm used to seeing, people that I call family, people that I'm happy to see. So it makes it a bit doable for me. I cannot imagine what it would be like if I was the only one living and it was so lonely, and then I had to go out every time and come back home. So you get. So it makes it better, and hopefully by the time I start dating, I will have a girlfriend too that I will be spending all my time with.
So there's no girlfriend yet, though.
There's no girlfriend, though. I'm just here.
But Moe, I maybe used to like you. I used to see one or two of your skits where she try one toast you. They come strong.
Maybe me be that. Now BM be that.
Now BM be that, Abby.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Nobody
nice.
That's nice.
Perfect. So basically, I would love to ask, you mind to share some exclusive with us? Have you got anything in the pipeline? Some projects you're working on that you love your fans to know? Or even though you know many people know, just one close snippets.
I'm working on a few things. I'm working on a stand-up show. I'm working on a couple of web series too.
Okay.
So
I'll be looking forward to your stand-up show.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Because many skit content creators hardly do stand-up shows. They hardly.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see what you pull, man. I'd love to see what you pull. Yeah.
So basically,
your advice now, your advice to young folks that are looking up to take a career path in line with you. What's your advice to them generally?
I do it if that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do it. And the best place to start is now, and with what you have. So it means that if you have a Techno 2B phone, no matter how small the phone is, you want to create content, start. That's how almost everyone started. Start. If the content is good enough, it would afford you a gadget that will give you a better quality and you keep moving forward. And the most important thing, Rome was not built in a day. some people would get there faster than you. It does not mean that you will not get there. So I think that's the greatest advice that I can give to people, because many people want to start today and blow tomorrow, and it's not that easy. It really isn't.
Right. Right. Yeah. Thanks for your man. But I would love to ask you one very last question before I go. Although the question is very somehow, but I would love to ask you. To be honest, your space, content creation is a bit getting too choked up now. You've got so many young guys, trying to. Yeah. So going forward, do you feel you guys need a body to help regulate, the kind of materials or contents you guys actually put out with your sector?
I don't know, but I don't worry about things like this, because I model my kind of content with stuff I see in the outside world. It means that I watch a lot of content creators in the US, in the UK, and co. And I don't think there always needs to be a body to regulate everything. Okay. I don't even think it is that big enough to have that conversation. I don't know. I think that people need to be allowed to grow on their own for a while. We have not even reached the peak. We feel like we have reached the peak, but when we get to a point where we have such a strong say in the world, and even all around the world, they can say, look at those comedians from Nigeria. Do you see what they've done with the music industry?
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So imagine that the music industry had maybe an association now that SKITS and co had to be attending. Please, we they go to the meeting?
That's true. It would have affected how far the growth has actually.
Do you understand? So industries like this, you model it after the way it's done in advanced countries, in bigger places, and you see that people are allowed to grow on their own. That's why even the tax issue that our government is placing on all these things, it's unbelievable what the government is doing. How can you place a 5% tax on content creators? What for? What? Are we in China? Are we in North Korea? It feels like we are in a communist society now.
Yes,
like,
yes. It's like we are communists.
It is insane. But their time will be up soon. They wouldn't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I don't know. God is not sleeping. And we need to wake up too. I feel like Nigerians will soon wake up.
Yeah, the Nigerians will soon wake up. We are at the verge of waking up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, by
it's good to talk to you.
Yeah, Barrister Mike, thanks for your time. To hold you down for over 20 minutes, no be small thing. You've been exceptional with your content, with your works. I at this point, I want to actually appreciate you for putting smiles and laughter on people's face. People are actually going through a lot in the country at the moment, but for God to use you, to see comfort a lot of people out there, my brother, not be easy thing, you understand? So I truly celebrate you and I appreciate you, and I pray God continues to give you the strength to bring laughter to people's doorstep. Thanks for your time, and I'm very grateful. Let's bless you. One love.